if I'm someone that's currently doing sales, I'm a small business, right? And I'm seeing these technologies, and sometimes you look at the presentation, you go to the website, and it's like, wow, it really looks fancy. What are some of the things I should be doing, or what kind of checklist I should be running before I even start considering jumping into a new piece of technology?
Well, I think ultimately technology is an amplifier. And that could be a good thing or that could be a really bad thing, right? If you already have a really good process or you have a particular part of your style or approach that we can amplify, that can be a great thing. But if your process sucks, what you don't want to do is scale your suckiness. So, a lot of this is, again, you have to go back and really look at what are we actually trying to do? What are we trying to solve for? And I think that there's two sides of this, right? Most organizations struggle with the top of the funnel, right? They struggle with, I need to make sure that I have enough qualified opportunities and qualified leads, that we're having enough conversations that have the possibility of leading to a sale. The flip side is, and this is probably the other area that people don't think about enough, is are we making the customer's experience better through this? Are we making it easier? Are there ways that we can reduce the friction and just set it up so that we're so easy to do business with and not creating additional roadblocks and additional hurdles and hoops that our customers have to jump through in order to get to us? I think the best technology tools, and when used right, it amplifies our humanity. I think the trap of technology here in the last number of years is there's been so much of an emphasis on scale. And it's, oh, I can reach so many people so much faster. But again, if your message sucks, if it's not differentiated, you're just pissing people off faster. You're degrading your good name and your brand faster. That's not a good thing. And what it's done kind of to the entire ecosystem is we've effectively trained our prospects to ignore us because they get this garbage from everybody, from every angle, on every channel. And so now they've become very effective at ignoring us, and that's a problem.
God, I'm so happy you brought that up. I've seen so many people on this, like using the latest tool on LinkedIn that can just scrape, blast, do a ton
Yep.
of things. But are there instances that you see these tools can be used? Because there are some amazing tools they can allow you to scale, and there it is a problem. We do have some struggles trying to reach so many people, knowing already that we're fighting an uphill battle. A lot of them are ignoring us, so we're not even
Mhm.
getting a chance to reach the people we really want to. So I was going to ask, is there a possibility that some of these tools actually can be used for good? And if that's the case, how would that look like?
Yeah, they absolutely can, right? But again, it starts with having a good, relevant, differentiated, valuable, creative process, right? You really have to understand first and foremost, are we reaching out to the right people? I mean, Jason, you have a large following on LinkedIn. So do I. How often do you get messages that are just completely irrelevant? Had you spent 4 seconds looking at my LinkedIn profile, you would know that this is not relevant for me at all. So the first part is getting really, really clear on who really is your buyer. Who do we actually need to be reaching out to? Let's make sure that we've got that right. Once we understand that, what is that message? What is going to break through the noise? And too many people are looking for the shortcuts and the magic bullets. And the reality is, I say the secret is there is no secret. It's you have to do the work. And the more that you can not find that script or that template or the thing that everybody and their mother is using, that I'm like, yeah, I've seen this one 5 times this week. That's not doing anything for you. You have to lean in to who you are. You have to lean into what makes you and your company and your offering unique and find ways to bring that forward. Again, it comes back to the humanity. I think especially folks that are getting into business in the early stages, they think, I need to look really professional. I need to look like this really big company. Everybody thinks that. It looks like everything else. You know what works great? That I tell you right now, that does not work. What works great is being you. because you're really good at being you. And so lean into those quirky things that make you you. You know, whether that's a unique channel, or you've got a great sense of humor, or you've got kids, or you've got a particular kind of pet, whatever the heck it is. I think the more that you lean into that and into the humanity, and just have fun with this. At the end of the day, if you've done a good job of figuring out who those people are, you realize they're humans. And if you can make that human connection, that's a much better conversational starting point that's going to lead to a sale than the me messaging that looks like everything else that everybody else is doing out there. That's ultimately what it comes down to. I mean, there's a lot of nuance in that. There's a ton of different tools you can use to that. But again, I encourage you, set the tools aside, figure out what that approach is first. Who's the person? What's the message that's going to resonate, that's really human, that's just you, that's not some template that you paid somebody money for that everybody else is using. And then where I do think technology can probably help the most is then being consistent in that approach and recognizing that this is never, I don't see anything that works in sales anywhere that is one touch. You know, it's going to take effort. It's going to take effort over time. You're going to have to reach out to them multiple times through different channels. You're going to have to try and figure out where they are and meet them where they are.